You know, the amazing thing about life is that people they um they take classes for things. Excuse me. People take classes for things, and typically they pay real cheap prices for these classes. So when it comes time for them to be able to like make money from what they learned, even if they do, even if they like learned everything they could possibly learn and got like the best grade they could possibly get, they still don't make any money. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Because today we're about to have a financial IQ challenge, and so I'm gonna give you some ideas about what we're gonna be teaching all week. Because I won't be here, I'll just be talking to you all in a challenge for those of y'all who decide to come. And this is what I'm amazed at about people. And when it comes down to money, I'm like most people that I've met, either they make like $100,000 or less. Most of the people I meet, just generally speaking, just walking up and down the street talking to people. I believe in my 63 years on earth that probably I'd say at least 95% of the people I've met make about $100,000 or less. And I'm like, why is that? Why is that, especially if you live in America? Well, anywhere now because we're in a global economy. So why do people make such small amounts of money? Then it dawned on me. I'm like, well, Ricky, ever since you ever started getting involved in any kind of business, you've always spent, or not spent, but you've always circulated money on yourself. I'm just thinking, like, what's the difference, you know? So you've always paid for an education that was like relevant. And you don't care nothing about me. I don't care nothing about the price of something as far as the amount you pay for it. I'm concerned about what does it pay back. And if it doesn't pay back something, I would rather pay more for something that's going to pay me back more. And I'm not saying that as a ploy to try to get you to buy anything, especially from me. I'm just giving you I'm just telling you why it is that we make more money than like 95 to 99% of the population. And I'm from the hood and I'm from the projects. So I'm just saying that it's not because nobody gave me any money. Like I didn't have no money. You know, my mama had no money. My father didn't have no money. My grandfather didn't have any money. My granddaddy didn't have any money. My grandmother didn't have any money. My great grandmother didn't have any money. My great great granddaddy didn't have any money. My great 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 grandmother didn't have any money. Nobody in my family has ever been rich. Nobody in my whole family. The whole time we've been here in America, we may have been rich when we were kings and queens in Africa, but here in America, my family's been poverty stricken from the time. When I say poverty stricken, I mean $100,000 and below is it's like poverty as far as I'm concerned. So my admonition to y'all today is this: think about this. If you got a person that's $1 million teacher and you take $1 million class, and if you get like let's say you get it 90% wrong, okay, and you say I only scored 10% on my test. I took $1 million test, but I only scored 10% on it. But that means you'll still make what? That means you'll still earn at least $100,000. Problem with most people is not that they taken $1 million test and that they failed it bad. That's not the problem. The problem with most people is that most people they take $1,000 test and they pass it. So they go in a room with a teacher, and the teacher's $1,000 teacher, and they'll sit there for 2, 3, 4, 5 years learning from $1,000 teacher, and then they get A's on their paper. You say why? Because those tests, a child could pass that stuff. I mean, a third grader could pass that stuff. Why? Because it's created to keep you coming back to class. And the only thing that you got out of it was the satisfaction of getting an A in a class that all you can make is $1,000. All right. So that's $1,000 mistake. All right. So everybody put 1 km. That's $1,000 mistake. Taking a class, 1 km. This is the mistake most people make. They make the $1,000 mistake. I'm like, if you pass that class, I mean, you really pass it. I mean, if you get 100% in $1,000 class, you just made $1,000 mistake. Why? Because now it's taking you. I mean, to make money with us, people who it took Shantae 13 months for me to help her become a millionaire. 13 months. Come on, y'all. It takes what? She put $98,000 in the bank. She got back 1,042,000 in 13 months. We was happy if it would have took 5 years, but it happened in 13 months. Why? Because she got $1 million. I'm $1 million teacher. I'm not no $1,000 teacher. I teach people how to become millionaires. My friend Chin, the millionaire barber, in 5 months, I helped him to grow his social media from 30,000 people to 150,000 people. Help him make over $700,000 in a few months because I'm $1 million teacher. I'm not $1,000 teacher. So if you come and learn the things that I teach, then you can make $1 million. If you come and learn it, at least if you just mess it up and you just get it just 10% right, you can still make $100,000 with the things that we teach, because the things that we teach are $1 million sessions. So I just want to encourage you all today, because some of you all are like really hardworking people, and you like really put a lot of energy and effort into what it is that you're doing. But I'm saying if you win, then you still lost. It's like little Johnny. Cat say, hey man, I was over there talking to little Johnny. He say, what happened? He say, I told little Johnny I wasn't paying no more than $2.50 for that Kool-Aid. I say, so what happened? He said, he sold it to me for $2.50. I said, oh, so you won at the Kool-Aid stand? I'm like, well, that's still losing. You won at the Kool-Aid stand, but you're still losing because of the time you spent at a Kool-Aid stand class. And a lot of us, we have Kool-Aid educations. Why? Because we got them from $1,000 teachers. Because and that don't matter how good their intentions are. People sign up all the time to be an instructor, to be a teacher, to be an advisor, to agree to go learn some $1,000 stuff so they can waste everybody else's time teaching them some $1,000 stuff. Are you hearing me? That's why they only pay teachers what? Them little chumps, them little poo butt salaries they pay teachers. Why? Because they don't hold in high regard. The school system does not hold $1 million education in high esteem. They hold $1,000 education in high esteem. That's why they hire teachers and pay them little chumps, the little paltry sums of money. The teacher can barely pay their bills. I just want you to think about that. You've been instructed, and you might be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old now, and you grew up in the public school system. So you've been instructed by poor people. I mean, by people who went out, took the time it took to get a degree to teach you basically how to be poor. And you got A's and you got B's. And some of you all are valedictorians, broke valedictorians. Why? Because the teacher that taught you, the teacher was poor and he was only $1,000 teacher. They can barely pay their own bills. And so if you're interested in coming to learn what we know, we have teachers who teach GNOSCO. You say, what is GNOSCO, Ricky? That means we teach from experience. We already have gotten $1 million tax return, so we can teach you how to get one. Why? Because we done broke the code. We know how to do it. We already know how to make $1 million in one day online. I mean, one day, not all year. Why? Because I've done it. Why? And my students they make a lot of money. You say, why? Because they have $1 million teacher. You say, why are you $1 million teacher, Brother Ricky? Because I learned from $1 million teachers. I said, I'm not going to waste my time winning and still losing. Yeah. How much sense does it make? I don't know how many days I got left on earth, and you don't either. So if I was going to take a class, I'd be taking a class with somebody that if I pass their class, then I can make $1 million. You say, well, Brother Ricky, I don't want $1 million. Well, I'm not talking to you. If you're not ambitious and you don't want no money, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about people who want to make some money. All right. I'm not talking to greedy people. Greedy people don't want no money. You say, what'd you say, Brother Ricky? I said greedy people, they don't want no money. Why? Because greedy people, all they want is enough for them, but they don't even realize they're greedy. You say, why is that? If all you want is enough money for you, I'm not your teacher. All right. Why? Because I teach people how to make money for 3 generations deep. Everything that we do is about posterity. It's not about prosperity. It's about the fact that I'm going to be dead one day, and so are you. So I'm a realistic person. I'm like, I'm going to be dead one day. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know one thing. I'm not going to be dead before I die. I'm going to live until I die. How about you? If you go in the grave, everybody in the grave is just as dead. Just go in the grave and scream and holler and smack everybody you want. Ain't nobody finna hit you back. Why? Because they all dead men and dead women. All right. But everybody that's alive is not just as alive. Some of us are alive, but we're alive and dead at the same time, just waiting on it to become official. Why? Because of the training that we get. We get dead training from dead people. And when we win, we just at the top of the dead list. But I stopped by here this morning to let you know that we're about to get down for our crown this week. And if you're interested in coming over to the land of the living, where the living are, because all of us who operate out of trust, we are living people. We are not dead. We are alive in commerce. I mean, the commerce respects us. The IRS respects us. The Department of Treasury respects us. The banks respect us. Everybody respects us. Why? Because we know how to write up common law trust, and nobody can disrespect us. Whether they love us or not, we don't care. I don't, this is business. And in business, you don't need nobody to love you. In business, you need people to respect you and to respect your status. So if you have a status that is not that has not been changed by having a common law, irrevocable, tax-free trust, then you are the walking dead, and they do not respect you. You go put your money in the bank, they ain't giving you none of it back. They give you a little itty bitty, little bitty amount of interest on it and disrespect you until you come bring me your money and let me pimp you. And I'm gonna give you this little itty bitty amount of interest that don't add up to nothing. And you know, before your money can double, takes 70 some years. I'm 63 years old. What 63-year-old man in his right mind would be putting money in a bank account? There's got to be something wrong with your brain. And it's going to take you 70 years for the money to double. You're going to be, what, 130 years old? 70 years before your money double, 130 years old? What you going to do? If he was alive, you can't even walk, can't even move. So I'm here to teach you. Reason that Brother Ricky, the reason I teach is because if you win, if you do the things that we do, you'll make a lot of money. You'll be a millionaire if you do the things that we do. Everything that we do is biblically principled. Everything that with the Bible, the coldest book in the world. That's what made me rich, the Bible. It's the coldest book in the world. It taught me common law, and it adds up to the Constitution. Between those two things, you can be a very wealthy person. And I don't care how much money you got. You can't be no broken than I was. You can't be no broken than I was. You can't be no broken than $50 in a hotel room, but don't get no broken than that. All right. So day number one of the challenge. And if you're interested in coming, just comment challenge in the chat. Come on out. All right. We're going to start in a half an hour. You won't see me here live because I'm going to be teaching the people who paid this week. Those of y'all who didn't pay, you won't see me. All right. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a wonderful time. I love you. I'll be back in these streets next week if we're all still alive. And I'll be teaching you whatever it is God tell me to teach you. But this week is for the people who will pay for themselves. This week is for the person who is not cheap. This week is for the person who got enough common sense to know if Ricky had taught me all that stuff for free, what's going to happen if I come over in a challenge and see what's going on with all the people who live like this. You know, what can I learn there that I haven't learned, you know, watching all of the things that we do live. And God bless you. You know, I'm not mad at you. I'll be back. You know, I'm gonna teach you all until the breath runs out of my body. All right. But this week, I'm gonna teach the people who pay to come, who pay money to come, because some of you all. Good morning, son. How you doing? So, because some of you all just put in challenge, right? Just comment the word challenge, and we'll send a link to you now. That's all. Just comment the word challenge, unless you're all on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you have to go to rickthewealthcoach.com and sign up, rickthewealthcoach.com or myfinancialiqchallenge.com, either one. It's easy to find my challenge link. It's on all my sites. So it's easy to find. So if you want to come, that's the easy thing to do. Okay. So day number one today, I'm gonna teach you all how to open up a tax-free, irrevocable, tax credit producing trust. All right. I'm gonna show you the forms that you got to fill out. 1099A, B, 1099 OID. I'm gonna show you our check and how we got it. That's the day. Okay. So the day one. So so it's for you all that's on TikTok, you got to go to myfinancialiqchallenge.com. For those of you all who are listening on Facebook, you can just comment challenge. YouTube, you can just comment challenge. We'll just send a link directly to you. Okay. And you'll have it in a couple of seconds. All right. So today we're going to talk about the actual trust, and we're going to talk about you know, the papers that we fill out. And those, all of us that's got a trust, we walked in the bank as a straw person. We walked out of the bank as a real person. We walked in the bank unprotected. We walked out of the bank protected. We walked into the bank, couldn't get none of our money back. We walked out of the bank, getting all of our money back. We walked into the bank, they was in control. We walked out of the bank, we was in control. All right, so that's what I'm gonna teach you all today. This is day number 1. I'm gonna show you all how we open up a tax-free, tax credit producing trust. I'm also show you the fact that we don't have to pay taxes on our trust because it's not taxed to us. Our EIN blocks that. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you all this stuff on the screen today. That's what we're gonna go over today. It's the only way you can get a trust from me. You have to come through a challenge. You know, I'm not desperate for no money. I don't even need no money. All right. I do challenges because it's my life. I love it. I love teaching people. That's what I get out. I want to help you so you can just get up and do what you love to do. It's not even work. When you love teaching somebody, it's not even work. Like hearing me, it's just like you just wake up in the morning and you're doing what you was called to do, and you just enjoy your life. You just got a lot of energy and just a lot of gratitude just to be able to teach people. So that's what I want to help you. I want to help you make so much money until you're doing what you want to do instead of doing somebody else's life. You ain't got but one life. When are you gonna start living it? Okay. I don't want to live nobody else's life. I want to live my life. All right. So whatever your life is, I want you to live it too, whatever it may be. So we're about to start, and uh, yeah, you say you want to read all, nothing, control everything. Yeah, that'd be great if you get a little reading in before we start. But we getting ready to start in a half an hour or so. So just make sure you get on over and learn what you can in the challenge today. And you don't want to miss a day. Everything, especially you want to be in the VIP section. So we got three sections to the challenge. We have the platinum section, we have the VIP section, and we have the general admission. Okay. All 3 seats are good. The best seat is a platinum seat. A platinum seat is $597. That's for the whole week. All right. That's not every day. You just pay it once and you can come for the whole week. It's the best seat because you can ask me any question that you want to ask. Because I charge $50,000 an hour for people to talk to me. He said, that's a lot of money, Brother Ricky. No, it's not, because I'm $1 million teacher. All right. It'd be a lot of money if I was $1,000 teacher. You're right. But I'm not $1,000 teacher. I'm $1 million teacher. Okay. And I got what? I got the receipts. Clients would be glad to testify about their life and how they living now. So that's why people pay it. You say, so Brother Ricky, what do I pay today? You pay whatever it is that you feel like you're worth. You say, pay what I feel like I'm worth. Yes. Okay. When you pay for something, you pay people what you feel like you're worth. And that's up to you. Okay. So I always pay the highest price for things. Why? Because I feel like I'm worth it. You say, Brother Ricky, you sure are an arrogant guy. No, I'm a really humble dude. You say, how do you know that, Brother Ricky? Because I would pay the highest price for things. Humble people pay the highest price. Why? Because I don't want to pay the back end cost. That's why I pay the highest price. I don't want an education that if I go hard and do everything I can possibly do, all I can do is be a thousandaire. I don't like that. Okay. So Cassandra, yeah, put challenge in the chat, Cassandra, if you want to come. All right. Challenge if you want to come, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, just put challenge in the chat and we'll send it to you. Okay. We'll send a link directly to you. All right. So that's our top ticket is $597 for the whole week. I just want to say to you all, anybody who has to sit around and think about $597, I just want to ask you, who's been teaching you? That's what I want to know. I want to know, who's your instructor? I mean, like, where are you getting your information from? I mean, like, who's teaching you about money? I mean, how are you making money moves? Okay. Who's teaching you about business? Why don't you have a business that's making a lot of money? I mean, who's teaching you about business? Okay. Why isn't your money making a lot of money? Okay. I've got accounts that have made $200,000 in the last 30 days. The money has made over $200,000 in the last 30 days without no work. What is your money doing? Okay. I mean, does your money work? I mean, does your money work? Most of you are, yeah, you're doing all this hard work for some money, but your money don't work. I mean, it's not doing any work at all. Most of y'all listen to me right now. You have dormant money. You have money that is not circulating. It just sits still. You just put it in accounts and it just sits still. What's your question, Ryan? Brother Ricky, do you know what vendor you use for sending SMS? SMS. Vendor. You're talking about sales messages. Sales message is what we use to send text messages out. Sales message, if that's what you're asking, right? So that's day number one. So I'm sorry. So that's the first price, $5.97. If you don't like that price, just click no thank you and go to the next price. That's $2.97. If you pay that price, that's still good because you can still hear all of the questions that people will be asking you. You say, Brother Ricky, what questions do people ask you? You got to come and hear them. Let me tell you something about money. One of the reasons that you don't have the right answers is because you don't even know the right questions. Most people don't even know $1 million question. They don't even know. They don't even know how to ask a question that can produce $1 million because we've been taught by $1,000 people. So most of our questions are $1,000 questions. We don't even know how to ask $1 million question. How in the world can you get $1 million answer and you don't even know $1 million question? Well, you learn a lot of $1 million questions in our challenge. Why? Because I produce millionaires. So they ask what? $1 million questions because of the relationships that we have. So they asking questions that make a lot of sense that most people never even thought to ask. So that's why it's good to be in the VIP section so you don't miss nothing. So you don't miss the questions. And it's better to be a platinum member so that you can ask one. Okay. So that's $2.97. All right. And if you're interested in coming, just put challenge in the chat. We're about to start in 20 minutes. Once we get started, you will not see me here live teaching a series of lessons this week because we're going to be on a challenge. Okay. This is your chance. This is the last 3 months of the year. This is your chance to straighten your ship out and get your stuff right. You say, Brother Ricky, I'm at work right now. Okay, well, if you're in the VIP section, you can still get a copy of the challenge sent to you, and you have 24 hours to watch it. So if you're at work and you're just peeking in right now, you don't really have time to be in a challenge during the course of the day because your mind is on your work. And I recommend that you keep your mind on your work. I don't recommend you come to the challenge while you're working. I really don't. I think unless whichever you're doing, you can really pay attention to what we're doing. I'd rather you not come for your sake. Why? Because you ought to be doing something. Whatever you're doing, you should be paying attention to that. All right. Are you hearing me? I'm not no thirsty cat. I don't believe in it. If you come to my challenge, you gotta like have your cameras on. You gotta be alert. You gotta be paying attention. And if you got something else to do, just go do that. All right. And it may make more sense for you to just get the replay because the replays are every day and they last for 24 hours. And they're good. You can be sitting there and you'd be like, okay, good. All right, I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna get down with you. All right. So the last price for you all is $97. And that's the general admission. And that means you come in on the second half and then you can see the lesson that I'm teaching every day. Because I'll be teaching a lesson a day on the second half, showing y'all how we open up these trusts. Okay. You say, Brother Ricky, just give me one of those trusts. I ain't got time for a challenge. No, I ain't got no time for you. All right. Because don't ever come into a person's domain trying to tell them to do business the way you want it. You ain't got enough money. I'm already rich. I don't need no money. All right. So when I meet people, I had that attitude before I had no money. I just don't let people boss me around. I just don't accept it. I don't boss people around and I'll let people boss me around. I'm like, look, you do whatever make the most sense to you. Okay, this is a low blood pressure business. We don't have a high blood pressure business. We don't put pressure on people to do things. We're not interested in that. We don't sell like that. That stuff is country, outdated. It's just backwards. It doesn't work. It's a terrible way to live a life. Good morning, Terry. How you doing there? So we live a life, a joyful life, a peaceful life, and a highly productive life. If you're interested in high productivity, come on over. I'll teach you because we are highly productive. We get a lot done. I'm working on my 5th book. You said, I want to write a book, Brother Ricky. Come on over in the challenge so we can show you how to write one. That's a good question to come in and ask me. Hey, Brother Rick, how you working on your 5th book? How did that get to come about? I'd be glad to answer a question like that. And I'll be glad to show you how to help you with your title. I'll be glad to help you with how to set deadlines, all the stuff that we do that has high productivity. All right, everybody put HP in the chat. If you want to be a person that has high productivity, everybody put HP in the chat. Ain't you tired of low productivity? Most people are just going through the motions. They ain't got no money. I said most people just going through the motions. They ain't got no money. They doing stuff and they like to be, like to look like they're doing something. I'm like, but do you have some money? They're like, well, I'm like, no, I don't know. This is a yes or no question. All right. Do you have some, is what you're doing, does it produce money? Like, well, Brother Rick, no, I don't really produce. I say that's because you are active. You're not very productive. You got to be around productive people to become productive. It's just that way. Why? Because we're going to leave you in the dust. And when a person is leaving you in the dust, it makes you get up off your butt and get to work without all those excuses. I hear you can either make excuses or you can make money. We don't make excuses. We are very productive. I don't put up with it. I'm a coach, so I don't come around people to agree with them. I don't come around people to try to placate them, make them feel good, smooth all up to them and stuff. I'm like, people have been doing that with you all your life. That's because people don't love you. People don't love you who let you get away with stuff. They don't love you. People don't love you who don't hold your feet to the fire. They don't love you. Those people love themselves and they're around you for their own reasons. Okay. They got their own motivation. That's why they hang out around you. And they realize that all they got to do is act like they're concerned about you. And because you got such low self esteem and you got such low productivity, you let them get away with that. But once you become a high producer, you get rid of all the bums in your life. You let them know, I love you as a person. But as far as me and you doing business together and hanging out around each other, you can't keep the pace because you are an active person, but you're not a productive person. I got my teaching and my coaching from productive people. This is you. I'm talking about you. This is the way you talk to your friends and colleagues who you've been used to hanging around who are not productive. You let them know I am on my way to a challenge. Brother Ricky is a very productive man. I've been watching this man for years. This cat do the same things over and over again. You think the man was broken, didn't have no money. I mean, this cat is diligent. He handles his business. So I'm about to go hang out with him, hang out with the other people who keep their word, do the stuff they say they're gonna do, like they said they're gonna do it on a consistent basis. And I'm gonna be gone. I'm not gonna be hanging around you this week. I need energy this week. I need some direction this week. Or I'll put it this way: I want some energy this week. This is you testifying. I'm just helping you to testify when as this week goes on. Everybody wondering where you at. You're like, I'm in a financial IQ challenge. I am not scrolling through this phone all week like you doing. All right. I'm not going to be having these long conversations with you either. I'm doing my homework. The man gave us some homework every day. I'm over here doing my homework. All right. I'm paying attention to my money. I got my money on my mind and my mind on my money. And not just for me, because I'm thinking about my posterity. And I'm thinking about these kids and I'm thinking about who's coming after me and I'm thinking about who's around me. And I am determined to be a resourceful person. And these people that Brother Ricky associated with, and himself included, are very resourceful people. They know people all over the world, and they can help me to get my products out around the world. They can help me to get my name out around the world. They can help me to get my attitude right. They can help me to get these people are very resourceful. They're very helpful. They don't put up with excuses. They make me feel good as long as I'm taking care of my business. They they address me if I'm not doing it. And that's what I need to be around. That's what I want to be around. Okay. If you want to be around that, then Financial IQ Challenge is good for you because it's a good environment to be hanging out in all week long. This is our 47th challenge. We are not whistling Dixie. Nobody who does 47 challenges. All right. Most people start doing this stuff. When I started doing challenges 4 years ago, the pandemic was kind of in the middle of that. So people was just watching anything because why? He wasn't leaving home. Most of those people don't even do challenges anymore. I'm not saying that in a hateful way. What I'm saying is that their heart wasn't in it. They're just trying to do something to make some money right quick. But teaching people is my life. So if you come on over, I'm not gonna waste none of your time. I don't waste y'all time. We on here for free. So I ain't gonna waste your time when you come and pay some money. You know, your money is important to me. The money that you pay, that's important to me. So I ain't gonna give you no fluff. All right. I'm gonna show you how we're doing things, show you how we make the money that we make, show you how my clients make the money that they make. And we're going to do three things. We're going to teach you how to make some money, way more than you currently making, if you want to make more. We're going to teach you how to manage it so you won't just give it away and give it to somebody else. And we're going to teach you how to multiply it without even investing it. Why? Because once you learn how to 1099 the bank, your money multiplies. And it ain't no risk involved because all you're doing is 1099 in the bank. It ain't even an investment. And you got to get used to making money faster, more aggressively, and more soundly. Faster, aggressively, soundly. Fat. Trust people, we run the world. Trust babies, folks who got trust, we control economy. Why? Because can't nobody control us. So you either being controlled or you under control. So we're under control. And if you want to be under control, we invite you to come out. So today I'm going to talk about the trust. Tomorrow I'm going to teach you all how to make money online. Wednesday I'm going to teach you all about how to buy and sell real estate without paying one penny in taxes. Thursday I'm going to teach you all everything that you need to know about the law and why everything that we do ain't nobody going to jail. Matter of fact, I'm gonna teach you the law. You're gonna know the law so good until when you leave out of the class, it's gonna be like you got a common law education in a week. You'll know more about common law in this week than 99% of the population knows and on the planet, just from hanging out with us just for this week. And you'll have enough information to know if it makes sense for you to try to hang out with us for a whole year because we have a whole year program to teach y'all what to do. All right. But you have to qualify for it. That's why we have a challenge. We ain't in no hurry. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but to everybody that is hasty, only to want. We are not hasty. That's why we own challenge number 47. All right. So we're not in a hurry like that. And that's why we get a lot done because we pay attention to the input, because the input is what creates the outgo. And we want to make sure that everything is going out as productive. So we pay attention to the input. That's why we teach, train, teach, train. The person who gets bored by learning is not the person for us. You are not a good match and you should not come. If you get bored by learning, if learning bores you and you can't sit still and you can't write notes and you can't pay attention, then you go ahead on and do what makes the most sense to you. All right. But as far as we're concerned, as for me and my house, and as for me and the community that we all are part of, we are very learned individuals. When I say learned, I mean we are doing the things that we talk about. I don't mean learn like we reading a whole bunch of books and getting headaches and reading a whole bunch of books and ain't doing nothing. I ain't talking about that. That's what I want to get you all out of because you all been taught by some $1,000 teachers and you learned everything they told you. And you still ain't what? You still 1,000 there or 100 there. They taught, I mean, you did good. You did everything they told you to do. You went to school, you got a degree, you work on the same job for 15, 20, 30 years, and you still a 1,000 there or 100 there. That means that you have totally exhausted that type of teaching. That's why I don't teach you what you've learned. I don't teach you statutory things. I teach you common law, and that accelerates growth because it's biblical law. And biblical law is not about addition. Biblical law is about multiplication. That's why the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. The Lord didn't say, be fruitful and add. That's not God's math. God's math is multiplication, not addition. Okay. So on Friday, you all will learn how you can get involved with us. We'll have a breakout room where we do an offer. And during that offer, you can learn how to work with us. And that's the day that you'll learn that. Okay. So that's the 5 days. That's what we're going to be teaching this week. Those of y'all who want to come over, I'm going to give you one more chance before I go clear my throat and get started. And so if you'd like to come, put challenge in the chat real quick. I'll give you another 60 seconds to do so. Just put in the word challenge, sign up for the price that makes the most sense to you. I'll be glad to have you for a whole week. You won't see me here. So I just want to give you all a little bit of a preview. I let you know that we're about to go in. We're about to go in. We're about to go in. And we're about to go hard. We're about to have a great time this week. I'm looking forward to getting down with you all. Looking forward to seeing you all there. God bless you back in the sunshine. Look forward to seeing you in a challenge as well. All of you all. And some of you all who are on your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th challenge, I want to commend you. All right. I want to commend you because you understand that repetition is what really makes money. And, I went to 15 of my, when I first learned how to do a challenge, I learned it from Myron Golden, my business colleague. And Myron, I went to about 15 of Myron challenges. And while I was in this challenge, I was already a millionaire. I'd already become a millionaire. I don't know, way before the 15th challenge. But let me tell you something about humble people. Humble people keep doing the same thing over that works and perfecting it, getting it better, getting it better, getting it better, getting it better. Love to be in an environment where everybody's already ambitious, everybody's already honest, everybody already getting it on. Ain't no nickel slick Negroes around. Ain't nobody even being bothered with that petty stuff. Everybody has got their sleeves rolled up and making it happen. And that's a great environment to be around. So that's why I just kept learning, kept learning, kept learning. I said I want to be one of the best teachers in the world. So I know I have a lot to learn. And that's why I'm constantly learning. When I say learning though, I mean constantly doing things. That's why I open up these different accounts, get it cracking. Open up another account, get it cracking. That's what I want you all to do. I want you all to actually do something instead of learning all of this stuff in theory the way you've been taught. You've been taught a lot of theory. School has taught all of us a lot of theory, a lot of theory. And so we graduate with all these theories, but we do very little. It's very little productivity from theories because the theory cannot produce. All right, listen to me. The only thing that can produce is production. So you have to be with a person that's a producer, and then you do what they taught you that they're doing, not that they taught you about. And that's why I do a challenge, because we're doing everything that we teach you to do. All right. So you can learn it practically and not in theory. All right. I love you all. We're about to start in about 8 minutes. I'm gonna give you one more chance to put challenge in the chat if you want to come. And we're starting today. You haven't missed a thing. You still have an opportunity to be involved. Be glad to have you if you so decide to come. It's at myfinancialiqchallenge.com. Myfinancialiqchallenge.com. If you don't know, if you don't have the link and you just want to go directly to it, myfinancialiqchallenge.com. That's not hard to remember. Okay, so if you want to come, that's pretty easy to remember. Other than that, put challenge in the chat so the link can be sent directly to you. I'll see some of you all in a few minutes. The rest of you all have a phenomenal week. You be blessed in the city. You be blessed in the field. Lord bless you this week to have a great week, a wonderful week, encouraging week. Be real kind to people this week. Be very forgiving to people this week. If you got any grudges against anybody, you be the person to initiate it and let them know. I realize we got a grudge. I want to get that thing off my chest. I want us to be okay with one another. We don't have to necessarily agree, but I love you. Keep your slate clean this week. Keep your slate clean between you and God. Keep a peaceful life, a joyful life, and go hard this week. Make it a great week. For those of you all that's about to come over to the challenge, we're about to get it on. All right, we're going to start this last quarter. Isn't it amazing that it starts on September the 1st? Isn't that great? We're going to start this last quarter, and we're going to go hard for this last quarter. I want this last quarter to be so good in your life until the first quarter is a result of this last quarter. Remember, January 1st, it starts now. Okay, I just want to say that to you. January 1st, it starts now. It starts September 1st. The last quarter is what determines how you come into the year and kick it. Most people start making resolutions, in January. I'm like, no. I'm like, get your stuff together in September, and then by the time you get to January, you'll be rocking and rolling. Okay. So I'll see some of you all in a few minutes. Everybody else have a great, phenomenal, fantastic day. myfinancialiqchallenge.com, or put challenge in the chat if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, just go to myfinancialiqchallenge.com or go to rickthewealthcoach.com. The links are there. All right, everybody else, have a phenomenal day. I'll see some of you all soon. Everybody else, remember that I love you and ain't nothing you can do about that. And remember that Stella is as Stella does. I see some of you all in a challenge coming up right now. Everybody else have a spectacular week. Okay. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a great week. I'll see some of you all shortly.